mom when she's ready to listen. Mom, I'll address you as such even though you don't deserve the title. I've written so many stories and poems running endlessly until I've reached completion, but every time I've written about you, those hopeless attempts have turned into incomplete pieces. Being young and motherless wasn't something that I chose to be, and in your letters from prison you remind me that there was so much more in store for me, and I loved you. With all else I was given and the childhood I was robbed of, I just wanted to hold on to you. Every time you came around, I pretended I was something I wasn't because I thought that maybe you'd stay. Because for each person that walked into my life, I swear I felt like two more would gradually walk away, and being myself wasn't an option. And I get mad because I feel like you don't know me, but where's the sense in getting upset when I was the one who was too afraid to let you hold me?
You got this?
I've lived my life with so many restrictions in order to become everything that you aren't. No drugs, alcohol, abstaining from sex because I didn't want to get pregnant at 18 and become my grandmother's second biggest disappointment at 12. I stayed away from all the white kids at school because around the same time you started smoking cigarettes with the same kids. Not making the same mistakes was my idea of being successful. And I used to write letters to you about how picture-perfect moments didn't exist in our home because the Kodak cameras you left had run out of film, and you didn't leave me. You left everyone behind. Everyone that cared had to watch as you caged yourself in, telling us that we'd run out of the time that was never mine. And I've been so mad for so long, and as different as we are, we couldn't be more similar in that sense. Because after crying for so long, a morning face with no tears begins to look a lot like the devil's sunset. And I started doing this in the 4th grade because kids were cool. I didn't have you to talk to, and the pen was the only weight my body could hold up without collapsing under. And people would ask me where my mother was. I was told to lie about where you were because it was none of anyone's business if my mother was out injecting her system with things that brought her more pain than comfort. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous. I was jealous of the needles and the bottles because whatever way I chose to look at it, they always came before me. They always come before me. Wishing you were as addicted to loving me as you were to using them. And sickening as it is, that was the reality that I lived in, and you get mad when I didn't call you mom. And I told you that respecting you in such a way was something you didn't deserve. Something about that felt wrong. Along the way, I had to cope with the fact that I didn't have a dad, and I blamed you. Denying me the basic need to know his name, even though he was unaware of my existence, I still felt like I was the one to blame, that maybe I just was not enough. And I hate you for reminding me of how the only thing I was incapable of giving myself was love, and I shut you out, and guess what? I had every right to. I could feel the malice in the silence of your stares. Actions speak louder than words ever do. I guess that's why I got upset when you were never there, and after being lied to so many times. Finding a home when someone else was like trying to see out of a window with broken blinds. You never stayed up long enough for the sunlight to seep in. So what now? I'm done hating you. I'm done pretending like this is something I can walk away from despite the distance and the years. It doesn't mean the rest of our relationship has to remain unstable. I told myself that seeing you is going to be on my own time, but I don't think I could ever have the courage to fully forgive you without having forgiven myself. I forgive myself for not living, for being afraid of abundance. I forgive myself for letting go of the things to me I should have held closest. And I've learned that when you have good things, it's okay to want to keep them. So because of you, I know who I am, and that's a value I'll always cherish, self-awareness. So mom, this is me. Fully, wholeheartedly, mom, this is me. And I just spelled out and forgave your unwritten apology.